What's up, guys? Mike aka Phony, and this is Trials Evolution Tuesdays, aka Tits. And what you're looking at right now is probably the most normal track we have to offer today. It's not necessarily a difficult track. There's nothing that really stands out about it in terms of, ninja difficulty or explosions or anything like that. We have plenty of that coming very shortly, but it's just a nice, chill, relaxing speed run, over a couple of jumps, and then there's this fucking jump right here that for some reason is extraordinarily difficult. I don't know why. Then by the third time, I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just leave the control alone, and I made the jump, so I don't, sure. But it was refreshing to see a nice, non-extreme ninja fucking difficulty bullshit-ass track at the top of the, past 48-hour chart. It was nice. And then on the flip side, we have Murdoch Locke, a guy who I've mentioned on this show several times. He makes extremely fucking difficult tracks. He has released another track. And I swear to God, this guy just cranks them out over and over again. Well, he's got a new track. Here's the first obstacle. Yeah, that's right. Boy, this first obstacle right here, man. Woo! Yeah, that first obstacle. Remember that time when I was like, hey, stop making all the bullshit ass impossible tracks and just link them all together to make one really long series of impossible obstacles? This guy does that shit all the time, and it fucking pisses me off. Fucking first obstacle. That's all I could show you. And the replays don't fucking work. I tried to load up another replay. Here's Murdoch Locke going through it. Oh, and he dies. Look at the controller's still moving in the lower right corner because the replay doesn't work. So I can't even see the rest of the track. I'm sure it's amazing, especially when only one guy is actually zero fault of the entire thing. So let's go ahead and blow off some steam, after that first obstacle, boy, I sure am tired. Would love to shoot shit in the face. Oh, look at this. Somebody made Doom in Trials. Hey, like I said before, you really don't have to leave Trials if you want to play pretty much every other fucking game that exists. But seriously, this guy's actually nailed, like, the floating skull thing. That was actually pretty awesome. I mean, you get to this point right here, right? And then you actually choose, you have an option to choose all these various upgrades for your weapons. I feel like I'm not even talking about Trials anymore. And then you can move on to like the next area, and there's like sniping zombie things, right? Which I don't think sniper zombies actually existed in any of the Doom series. But and then they have the floating fucking weird head thing, right? That shoots out skulls. He's got that pretty much nailed. And then of course, like any good FPS, you have a final boss. In this case, you have two of them. I failed miserably at this fight, by the way. It looks like they have the Cacodemon and what I believe is the Guardian from Doom 3. It's like the second or third boss, I can't remember. But seriously, this is just another example of how far you could push Trials. And it's coming to PC next year, which means we're gonna see even more weirder shit. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure someone's gonna figure out how to put a working cash shop inside of this. That's gonna happen, watch. Then there's this track, this one called You versus the Law. Definitely took me off guard. This fucking track is insane. It's insane. Like you just all you have to do is get past the police, and that's all. Once you get past them, then I guess you can make it towards the end, and that's it. It's just the police car thing is like 2 tons of steel giant puppy dog that has zero concept of the damage that it's doing, and it just constantly look at it. It's like it's wagging its tail right here. This shit is hilarious. This is like the new box for me, right? It's just you have to find the right angle to hit it and then flip over and then somehow make it, explosion, right? This is easily the worst use of physics I've ever seen. And believe me, I've seen some really, really, really shitty physics in this game. As a matter of fact, when kids learn something new, they repeat that thing over and over and over again. It's almost like they're proud of the fact they were able to achieve something, so they spam it constantly because it's cool. It's some cool new thing. Well, that's what's happening in this track, right? Like somebody was like, wait a minute, I can modify the physics of something. I'm gonna alter the physics of the whole damn world, and nothing can stop me. I mean, so far, you guys have really only seen the trucks and the tires, and obviously my bike has been, the speed has been tuned just a smidge. And I actually thought that was pretty much it myself, right? I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. This guy's got like crazy trucks. I mean, that's the name of the track, right? It's crazy trucks all over the place, no big deal. Then I finally get up here. This shit is ridiculous. And there's times when I was almost across. Well, at least I thought I was, right? And then this happens. Like, what does this even mean? It's like I half-assed quantum tunneling somehow, and now I've become one with the giant concrete slab. I mean, the only way to get across this is seriously just luck. It's just pure luck. You just maybe just happen to make it across at the right moment. And then of course there's the centerpiece here, the center slab. And this one just kind of works whenever the fuck it wants. It's like sometimes it's gonna sit there and throw itself around like it's having a fucking giant concrete seizure. Rebar and shit flying all over the place. Then other times it just falls. It's just like, fuck it, it just falls. I mean, this is just a giant asshole track. This entire thing. It's like, think about it. Every object that's not bolted down has been thrown at you somehow. Even the ones that are bolted down, the bridge is magically fucking throwing itself all over the place, just like it's flashing lights. And that's what it's fucking doing. But when you finally make it across the other side, it's like, it's almost like disbelief. Like I finally landed on the other side. I was just like waiting for a giant chunk of this bridge just to come up and just swap me to like another chunk of the map somehow. But it didn't happen, and I feel kind of let down. I feel like for some reason this track, after all of this, it had this opportunity to really put me in my place, and it didn't. See, he needs to take notes from this guy. Let you think you finally achieved the impossible, then shit all over your feelings.